Excited to show you a deal review feature that we launched recently, but before that, let me start with something we've all seen, right? Which is that most deal reviews rely on rep memory, not evidence. And hidden risk actually goes undetected until it's too late. And that's why forecasts miss and deals stall. Now, the average B2B win rates are around 20 to 30%, and forecasts miss by 10 to 20%. Now, this gap isn't just random, it's visibility and a lack of context. And so instead of anecdotal update, let's look at how Brevian does this, right? For a deal called Nova Data. And we've had a few meetings with this customer. Now, at first glance, the engagement sort of seems strong, right? But the system immediately pulls up the risks here. Now, there's an implementation risk, as Priya says. Our CRM hygiene isn't perfect. And this is something we should be paying attention to, because this is not just a risk, it's a trust barrier, right? Now, the thing they don't know is that Brevian doesn't just rely on CRM fields being perfect. It reconciles all this from transcript evidence and flags all the MEDDPICC gaps. It actually improves data quality instead of being fragile to it. And so it's important for the rep to highlight this. Second, there's a skepticism around AI copilots changing behavior. She said, we've seen AI copilots tools before. They summarize calls but don't actually change behavior. Now, that's a category trap, right? Because most AI tools stop at notes and basic context. Brevian analyzes your execution patterns, flags the missing economic bias, weak champions, and it also what objections lead to losses and which one of them obviously lead to wins. And that's behavior change, not just summarization. Now, the third thing mentioned here is around technical complexity, right? And it turns out they have a very technical problem. They have a very technical product, and they compete with other technical products. And so here's where we're different. We can actually index all the internal architecture docs, benchmark their sheets, so that reps can get that technical help live on a call and get governed answers, not just guesses. And all of this doesn't sit in a dashboard, right? Our live assist feature will reinforce this in the moment we're on the call. If an economic buyer hasn't surfaced, it'll nudge. If a competitor comes up, it surfaces positioning. If a technical validation is weak, it flags that before. So this information feeds directly into that. Now, the deal review identifies the risk, and the live assist helps fix it on the call. And that's how we close the execution gap, not just give you some information. Now, stakeholder-wise, we see, Jason's like a strong emerging champion. If the POC proves, win rates, will be, if we can prove that we can improve the win rate, this is good. Priya cares about forecast accuracy. And, it's basically if we can signal risk with MEDDPICC not being qualified, we can help with that as well. Now, what this review does is it turns complexity into clarity. It categorizes deal risks. It makes, the champion strength explicit, and it also prescribes the next move. Now, imagine every rep walking into a forecast with this level of clarity and then having live guidance to execute against it. That's when deal execution stops being anecdotal and starts being engineered. If you want to see what this looks like for your ongoing deals, hit us up and sign up for a demo at brevian.ai. Thanks.